Up in the air and into the Montreal bench, into the hands of the backup goaltender Peter Budaj, so he gives it to a fan, and the face-off again comes outside the Montreal line.
There's never a time where your coach is going to be totally satisfied, but obviously for the Ottawa Senators and the coaching staff of the Senators, the penalty killing is by far.
Right now, so to speak, he is the honorary chair with his wife Caitlin.
That's right. All right, Dean and Denny, we're all set for you guys to take it back over.
All right, and we're all set for you to make phone calls. You can call while we're calling the game. That's not only allowed, it's encouraged. Neil comes over to voice his displeasure with the extra little jam at his goaltender.
Well, here's an opportunity. Again, there's a little more offensive zone time for Montreal than there has been for the Ottawa Senators, but nothing real threatening. And you wonder, of course, everybody wonders, if you haven't played for 6 days, last game the Montreal Canadiens had was last Saturday. What do you do? Well, first of all, Jacques Martin gave him Sunday and Monday off. And then they start practicing on a lot of the technical part of the games, you know, like PK and power play and 5-on-5 and, you know, working that breakout passes. These are all the little things that coaches want to work for.
The save holds on, and now disagreements begin.
Well, we talked about Hal Gill and, you know, the many things he's accomplished. Of course, you know, he's played some pretty big games, but right here, he just seems to know when, and knowing when is key for Gill. Now you got some another play at the other end of the ice, and you watch this, a 2-on-1. Good patience by Camilleri. Oh, Desharnais was there, and it looked like actually Cole was there, and it looked like he might have had a wide opening. Good patience. That's what, you know, you talk about goal scorers. You know, Mario Lemieux was probably the best example of it as far as I'm concerned. A guy I watched and played against. Boy, the top scorers have.
Cole fires it at the buzzer after a scoreless opening period. Ian Mendez and Leanne Cusack downstairs awaiting your phone call and your attention as the Rogers House Telethon continues. Hope you can stay with us for that. 0 face-off in the neutral zone.
Well, Moen will get a lot of credit for what he does, but not often for the pass. Look at that little saucer pass right to Kostitsin. But the big play so far in the hockey game is this save. Early part of the second period. Earlier, first shift. I think Neil caught Price by surprise. See Price
on the screen, 1-877-78 Roger. And we would love for you to call.
Well, Dean was just telling you the importance of winning faceoffs. Ottawa's done a pretty good job, particularly Spezza, and that's how that particular last play developed, where Carey Price had to pick up a high, hard one off the stick of Carlson right off the draw. A little bit of what he needed, but it's sort of a problem of wealth for McLean. You got, fortunately, healthy defensemen, and you've got a guy on the sideline, and Brian Lee, who works very hard, does not complain. He will be there when you need him. And so there could be a little rotation as long as the Senators stay fortunate and keep healthy defensemen.
Spezza wins. Is dished off to the corner, and the Canadiens will come back to open up the third, sporting a 2-goal lead with second period goals from Cole and Kostitsin. Well, Ian will be back along with Leanne to check in from the Rogers House Telethon when we come back. Stay with us. You're watching Scotiabank Senators hockey.
This is just prior to the last whistle. Chris Neil goes over to the bench, and you can see him. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's get going. You know, he can just sense it. He's a veteran, and we saw in the first period when I called the period sort of mechanical by both teams. He and Moen got together and started jawboning one another, and now another evidence of Chris Neil trying to get things going. Come on, guys. The top of the show, we told you my feeling was these next 3 games coming up. Tomorrow, Buffalo. Wednesday, the Rangers. The time is near where everything has got to go to the net. You saw in the last several minutes, cycling in the corner is one thing, but it really doesn't account for very much unless you can get the puck to the net. Chris Neil is getting more and more ice time. He's getting double shifted more and more, and you know why. Boy, an odds maker would look for him to tie this game up.
Montreal led on the shot count, 12. The Ottawa Senators line. Well, you can join us for our next broadcast. It comes up a week from tonight. Ottawa Senators will be at HSBC Arena in Buffalo, New York. Friday night, 7 o'clock on Sportsnet East in Ontario. NHL viewing restrictions apply. Hope you can join us for that. Ironically enough, the Ottawa Senators play tomorrow night again right here in this building against those same. Even holds on with Zach Smith in there looking for spillage.
So if you weren't with us earlier, this is what we had talked about. This is a power play for the Ottawa Senators, and this was called on Price. Now, mind you, the puck was way in the corner, and they deemed that to be a penalty. It eliminated the opportunity for the Senators to continue on the power play. And all Paul McLean is yelling is consistency. Make the call at one end, make the same call at the other.